and gentlemen, this is Maître Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge speaking. Today is the 25th of May, 2020. And I come today to commemorate one of our illustrious sons, a great statesman. He was a minister in 1951, a minister without portfolio before the independence of most African countries. He was Minister of Labor between 1952 and 53 before Cameroun, Nigeria, and most African countries had their independence. And he gave us a special status in Southern Cameroon Assembly in Nigeria, Enugu. And in 1954, he brought us back to Boya and gave us autonomy. In 1957, he was elected as the first Prime Minister of Southern Cameroon. Exactly 62 years today, Dr. Emmanuel Mbela Lifafa Endeley made a very important speech, which is very historic. Today I want to remember him because of that speech. A speech that most people today look at it and they call him the only prophet who was in Southern Cameroon. Dr. Endeley questioned the unification between the French part of Cameroon and the English part. He wanted it to be evolutionary. He talked about on this particular day, that's 62 years ago, that those who are advocating for immediate unification, they still need to convince the world how they believe they are going to please all the section, what I call today ethno-cultural democracy. Because we in Cameroon, we are a heterogeneous society, which means we are different. We have different culture. It's impossible for us to have a centralized form of government because we are different. So he questioned, how are you going to please these various sides? So we should do it bit by bit. So he warned the people of Southern Cameroon. Hindsight is good. Today I want to tell you to look at Dr. Emmanuel Mbela Lifafa Endeley, his speech in a different way. He was not against our African brothers, the Beti, the Dwalas, the Bulus, the Banso, the people from the west, Adamawa, Giziga, south of Cameroon. He was not against them. He was against the French culture because we are not French. We are not English. We are not Spanish. We are not Germans. We are Africans. And these people, they came and imposed a certain culture among us. The English culture, we call it Anglo-Saxon today, and the French culture. So he was against the French culture. And the 8th region of Cameroon today, I interpret it, they are not French Cameroon. They are Africans. Kunta Kintes, who were colonized, and they turned their head upside down. Today they make us to fight each other. So today, I come to interpret that man's speech. He was against that culture. And Mola Endeley was right. He asked the people of Southern Cameroon, as we're called, who among you wants to join those people? I look at it, the French Cameroon is French culture today. I don't look at it, the other 8 regions. That culture is not good. It's not the Africans who are in the other 8 regions of Cameroon. That French culture, European culture, which is French, he questioned it. It's a system that you will be afraid of your own police people, that you will be afraid of the military, that you will not be free to move around. Today we cannot move around. He was questioning that French culture. He said you cannot lecture peacefully. That was in 1958. That's exactly 62 years today. He questioned that culture. Because I believe my brothers in the other regions in Cameroon, they are not French Cameroonians. They are Africans. They changed them, Kunta Kinte them. Now they call them French Cameroon, English Cameroon. Because when Dr. Endeley said, how are you going to please the other section? How will you convince them? In 1954, he knew it was a cartel. The same cartel we are seeing today. They went to join Ahidjo. While the other people, they were left astray. And we are seeing the same thing today. We don't want a democracy that all of our ethnicity will be represented. We talk about Southwest, Northwest, Littoral, North. In Britain, they have Southwest, Northwest too. But their tribe is what? English, Wales, Scottish, Irish. Northwest, Southwest, North. This is not your tribe. It's a geographical location. So we are talking about ethno-cultural democracy. So when Dr. Endeley talk about that, if you join this French culture, they might arrest you. They will flog you. We see it happening today. You could be in prison without fair trial. We see it happening today in Cameroon. So this was what exactly 62 years ago today, this great statesman from Bakweri clan was talking about. And today we see it happening. He said these people, that culture, they have no respect for human dignity. That's human right. He talked about it. And today we are seeing it today. So I come today to commemorate and respect this great son of ours. And I want to speak to all of you from all corners of Cameroon that we should not be ashamed of our history. We should learn from history. We should teach our children our history. Through history, we will not be making the same mistake. So today, it's with pleasure and great heart that I sit here today and say, comrade, son, father, grandfather, Dr. Emmanuel Mbela Lifafa Endeley, we thank him for what he did. And I will be campaigning henceforth to see a statue in Boya erected on behalf of our great son, Dr. Endeley. Thank you very much for watching. We should never forget the 25th of May. It's very important in the history of Cameroon. And I will repeat, there is no Spanish Cameroon. There is no German Cameroon. There is no French Cameroon. There is no English Cameroon. We are Africans. And I'm proposing we should practice ethno-cultural democracy. Ethno-cultural democracy is important because we are going to distribute the national cake to all the ethnicities and they will decide how to construct their areas. We are not going to allow A2D in future to sit and impose whether they want seaport, whether they want bridge. The local people will have their cake. They decide what is their priority. That's a new Cameroon we are looking forward to build. And thank you once more. My name again is Maître Mola Alex Ndive Lisinge. Thank you very much.
Francophone, 2 fois président, passer le pouvoir à un anglophone. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'aventure? Monsieur le président. Un pauvre qui vote ou celui qui l'a rendu pauvre. Si on était bien au pays, est-ce qu'on allait prendre la route de l'étranger? Monsieur le président.